Hi guys, welcome back to Gambits. We're going to be opening up another brick of Dungeons & Dragons figures. This time it's going to be D&D's Icons of the Realms Storm King's Thunder. So, no intro, nothing else. Let's just get straight into this, which I know is mainly what you guys want anyway. You're like, enough with the blah blah blah, I just want to see the cool figures. Alright. All these lovely, lovely bricks. We're just gonna stack in the backpack and open each box as it comes. Ooh, some of these are lighter, definitely by far than others, and some are definitely pretty heavy. So as you can see, we have all 8 boxes. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Alright, and we'll start with box 1 here, and let's get to it. And just as I always like to do, I go into this blind, I don't look at the set or anything, and I want to be surprised like you guys hopefully are surprised. And boom. Ooh. Definitely big figures in this box. Alright. We have a fire giant. Really cool looking guy right there. Woo! Fire giant, fire giant. Set him back there with the big guys. Size comparison in the box. He does kind of blend in color-wise with the background, so sorry. A big, oh, hello. Big reveal, obviously, at the end. Our size comparison for everybody. Alright, so we have, oh boy. It's one of the bigger figures that's easy to read. You look at, those of you who've never opened stuff before, you're like, oh, okay, easy to read. No big deal. Then you get to a small figure and you're like, excuse me, what am I looking at? Yeah, that is raised letters and numbers for the set number on the bottom. And you're like, I cannot read that, it is blurry. That's okay, not many people can read it anyway. So this is a Kenku, if I am reading this correctly. Number 11 of 45. I have a bird person there. Then we have a homunculus, which is kind of like a little, basically a little bat. And last but not least, out of this box, we have a white, which this is the most interesting looking white I have ever seen. He actually looks almost like a warrior as opposed to just a standard ghosty type white. Alright, box number 2. Alright. Looks like Lurch. A stone giant. Wow. Very interesting. Actually, it looks like one of the heads off of Easter Island. It's a very distinctive looking head there. And I'll definitely do a close-up on that at the end, because combination of those two people. For those of you who don't know Lurch is, it's from the Addams Family. Alright. We have a very interesting Naga looking guy. A Wanti... oh my goodness. Malison. Very interesting color schemes on this bad boy. Okay, and then they decided to go with a normal looking one. You're like, oh, I can actually read this one. Well, you could if it focused. Bandit Captain. And last but not least, we have a Dark Mantle, which basically looks like a giant squid. Alright. Oof. Alright, we got our first heavy box here. Don't know how big or bulky this larger, oversized figure is going to be. Looks like another fire giant of some sort. Holy bananas. That guy looks kind of cool. There he is in box with his giant flaming sword. We're definitely taking this fire giant out. It's number 27 of 45 for a fire giant. This one was number 32A of 45, which means there'll be an alternate for that one. Oh my gosh. This fire sword out of here. That is frickin' sweet. Obviously his hand is on the bottom there. I'm gonna have to... Oh my gosh, that just slots into place. In. Light outbreak. There we go. Wow. That is something very, very cool. Wow. Kind of Thanos-y. Not gonna lie. That is really freaking cool. Wow. Sorry, I don't sound very enthusiastic tonight. It's freezing here in the mall. It's snowing here in the Pacific Northwest. They're all particularly frozen solid. We're not used to snow. We're like, what is this thing? Alright, we've got a Scalara Than. I believe that's what that is. Some of these names are not very well done. It looks like they got stabbed in the eye and are bleeding. We've got a named character, obviously. We've got a Gizzerai monk. Very, very yellow. Somebody with jaundice. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is a cute little fairy guy. What are you? A sprite. The first time I've actually seen a sprite in any of these boxes. Super, super tiny. I apologize. I think I was just off camera for a lot of that opening. I'm trying to read what these are, and so they're up next to me, which is way up here. Oh, no, let's go to this box since we're going down the line here. I'm like, la la la. Let's move our bigger guys in the back. Let's turn him so you can actually see his sword. Bigger guys. We've got some medium-y guys. And some little tall guys and a very teeny tiny guy. Okay, next box. Yay! Alright. Oh gosh. Let go! Alright. Oh wow. First small giant figure. We've got a winter wolf. But I kind of feel gypped with that box almost. Just because the big figure is so tiny in comparison to the others. Oh gosh. We have, it looks like another Kenku. Yes. This time they actually bolded it. So halvesies and halvesies as far as whether you can read it or not. So one is number 10, one is number 11, which accounts for the different colors of the characters. Alright, what else do we have? Oh, a golden lady. A Wanti pureblood. Alrighty, we'll put her next to the other Wanti, which is... no. This guy. Sorry, took me a minute for my brain to catch up. Here we go. It's like a giant frog, and it is a giant frog. Literally what it says. Giant frog! It's actually quite nice and detailed for a frog. Those of you who collect frogs, that's a fun little guy to collect. There. Only we really have frog merchandise in the store. Alright. Next. Alright. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, another nice big fig here. Alright. We have a frost giant. Looks like a Valkyrie. I'm trying to think of the actor that actually looks like. Can't quite think of at the moment, but wow. That's another cool one. Got somebody all in yellow and somebody clear here. Either have an invisible or a spirit of some sort. We have Kazi Alphalandra invisible. So it looks like an invisible elf of some sort, or someone who is a ranger. I don't know all the characters in this, and you guys are probably all mocking me. Why don't you know who that is? Blah, blah, blah. Mock away. It's okay. Like I said, I like to go into these blind because I like to be surprised by all these, and it is a giant melting candle tree thing with an eyeball in it. I don't think the eyeball's going to show up very well on camera. Until I can get it. There we go. Right there in the middle, near the top. There's a giant eye. That's all red. Alright, this is Oh my gosh, these letters. Y-O-C-H. LOL? That can't be right. I'm like, lol. You just... That might actually be right. Alright, we're just gonna call him Lumiere for now. Giant Lumiere. I definitely need to look up that guy. I'm like, what on earth are you? Should just go grab the Storm King Thunder's book and look up these characters. Alright, we also have a bandit that looks like somebody from The Walking Dead. Alright. Like I said, we'll zoom in on everything at the end. Ooh, nice big super heavy box here. Don't know. Obviously it's a big, but what are you? Is the big question. You hear the dungeon crawler in the background. It's all good. Wow, you are big. What are you? Roar. Oh, little guy's falling out already. We have a hill giant, which accounts for the fact that he is very chubby. Oh my gosh. And his backpack is very large and wedged in there. I may have to cut this piece out because I really don't want to break him. There we go. Holy bananas. That definitely did not want to come out. This guy is huge and very backpacky. Looks like they spilled a little bit of glue on his top. It looks like he got wet here in Portland during our lovely rain and water and snow that we have pouring down everywhere. Alright, we have another Wanty Pure Blood. This time a different color, so obviously a different number. Two lovely ladies in back. Dungeon crawler, why are you crying? Ooh, very bloody wolf type. Oh my gosh, it's so black on the bottom I almost can't read it. A hellhound. Wow. That is really, really difficult to read. Put our hellhound by our wolf. And we have the thing. We have an intellect devourer. Yeah. How about that? It looks like the thing. Boop. And by that I don't obviously mean the Marvel character. I mean the movie The Thing with Kurt Russell. Alright. At least the original was. Ooh, we have somebody who's icy and frosty looking in here. And missing an arm that I need to attach. Alright, we have a named person. Countess Sansari. Wow. She is super cool. And looks vaguely drow-like. Let's see. Insert tab A into slot B. I know I'm doing this right, and yet it doesn't look like it wants to go in all the way. There we go. Wow. Holy crap. That is really cool. Once I get my hand behind it, you can actually see the way the light shines through on her. Wow. Super cool looking piece. Can't wait to do a major close-up on that lady earlier. Or later, as the case may be. I'm all excited to open up the next big guy, and I'm like, I don't even have everybody else open. Distractions. We have another sprite. We'll put him by our other sprite friend. We have the soda collection. Alright. Open. Spin in a circle. We have another Gizrai monk. And I believe it is, yes, a different version. One was dual wielding, and the other looks like he is got some magic action going on. And last but not least, in this box, we have the Scarecrow from DC. And actually is a scarecrow, hilariously enough. He just looks all super scarecrowy. Alright, throw him back there. And last box for this round of Storm King's Thunder, which we may open up another one later on, sometime next week, next month, who knows? But for the moment, this will just be the last box. And last big figure. We have, goodness, from, it's Quasimodo. It's a Fomorian. He looks surprised to see you. Alright, Quasimodo can chill over there. Alright, open, open! Oh my gosh, our third sprite. Well, I suppose you do need sprites. They don't necessarily travel singly, they do travel in packs. So it does make sense that you would pull several of them, but I also feel a little bit gypped because I was hoping to get more out of this series. We have another Scarecrow who looks like he's being blown over in the wind. He is just way off. Tilted there. And we have another Wanty Pure Blood. So we have two of the exact same character and exact number. Two if you count the Scarecrows. Alright, let's go ahead and pause and then we'll do a close-up on everything we've pulled. Okay, and we're back. We've got all the ones that we just finished pulling here. And we're going to go ahead and do some close-ups on all of these guys. So I brought an extra board here so we can actually do our zoom zooms without actually, hopefully, having issues with the camera focusing. So first off, we're going to start with our bandit. There is this little guy here. Get a little closer. I might just bring him all the way up to the camera. Oh gosh. Focus, please. Not on my nail on the figure. Come on. Come on. Yeah, no, we're going to have our usual want moments with the camera having issues focusing. Alright, so I'm just going to rotate him. It keeps saying when you do a little spinny thing. Kind of looks almost Edward Elricky, but he does actually have his full arm there. So, alright, moving on to our next guy. Slide him off out of the way, so I know how I got him. We're going to grab our bandit captain. I feel like I failed to mention him when I opened him. It's kind of glossed over. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a bandit captain. Wow, he is so dark, he does not even show up on the camera at all. There we go. Friend, show up. Oh gosh. Sorry. I lost him. A little better, but lighting is still not the greatest. I feel like, where's my phone? I'm gonna get a little light zoomed in on him. Almost. Hey, there we go. As his shadow suddenly grows behind him, like, wahaha! So, very dark figure, as you can see. Doesn't show up well on camera. I'm gonna rotate him. See the rest of him from the back side with his dagger. Yeah. Woo! Alright, moving on to our next not bandit. Gosh. Okay, we'll go with an invisible character. The invisible archer here. And I'm gonna put my hand behind. There we go. Now we can actually see. Don't mind all the wrinkles in my hand, folks. See our actual invisible archer, which is a named character. And I am going to butcher this pronunciation again. Kazi Alfalandra. I'm guessing that is the name. Not Alejandra, but Alfalanda. Back view. Alright. Oh gosh, knocked it over. Alright, we have the Dark Mantle, which basically just looks like a giant squid. Not going to lie. Or, you know, top. If I turn it upside down and spin it around. There we go. I know, how sacrilegious. But, you know, you gotta have fun with your figures. I believe this was the Hellhound. This is the first time I've seen one so poorly engraved that I cannot really make out the words. This one's a little harder to focus. Oh, there we go. Come on, show that pretty red. There we go. The red on the throat there of this Hellhound. And the bright, obviously shiny teeth. I also want to focus more on my poor hands that are so chapped. Wah, wah. There we go. We want to focus on the Hellhound. That is much prettier to look at. Thank you, camera. Alright. Next. Alright, I'm going to pull both of this character out because one is number 10 of 45, the other is 1145. These are the Kenku. So our main difference is going to be color. There we go. Wow. It doesn't seem to matter if I have white behind it or not. It seems like my hand better. Oh well, live and learn. So, Kenku number 1. Green color with brown. And the other one with a bow as opposed to the sword with a red hood and an orange outfit as I drop him. Whoops, go me. Scoot friends over. Alright. One piece I was actually kind of happy to see, oddly enough, which was just a giant frog. Normally nothing super exciting, but well, that was a very nicely detailed small little frog. Because, you know, frogs. Alright, we have our tiniest piece, at least of the set part that we opened, which was the Intelligence Devourer, and it definitely got a hold of me tonight. My brain feels like it is falling out through my ears. It's a very, very tiny piece, as you can see. Very, very small, even in comparison to the giant frog. You can see how much smaller it is, and in comparison to a standard humanoid, which is our bandit here. So it's basically like a face hugger, size-wise. It will devour you. Rawr. Alright. Next, we have a named character, which I can't tell if it's T-H-A-M-N for the last name or N-N. Looks like Sklara Than or Thman, or however in goodness sake's name you pronounce this. This is the one that said that looks like the eye had been stabbed and was bleeding. You can kind of see that line going down the side of the face. Big, big red line right there. So, but overall, a very nice figure of an aristocrat is what it looks like. Hard to tell if it's male or female. Some of you will probably already know. It looks vaguely female in male attire, but again, I could be wrong. Let's go with our double scarecrows here. One obviously leaning a lot more than the other one. Looks like a fun house ride where they're just out to get you. So, good creepy look to these scarecrows. I have to admit, I do like the way they look, which is why I said it was a DC version of the scarecrow. There he is. Definitely looks like Joker's friend. Alright. We have our white, which again, this is the first time I've actually seen a white who looks like they're wearing armor of some sort. And oh, I thought that was a bottle at first. Instead, it looks like they are carrying a human head. So, ooh, different background. That actually helps a lot. Who knew? Wow, actually looks a bit like a little Kai minus the paint. Woo! Oh, this helps a lot. Our bent sword, but that's okay. He definitely is creepy. Alright, next we have our 3-1T purebloods. Purebloods, which, skip that back a little bit. We had 2 of the same, and we had a third alternate. So, golden toned skin of a standard 1T. These ones have the sword And this one has a bow. Alright, slide those over. Next we have our Gizzerai monks. One is 18 and one is 19 of 45. We have our dual wielder here. And then we have the one with a mage bolt of some sort. A little goatee. Alright. We have our 1T Malison, I believe is, it's so hard to read with this one, which is, as I push him off camera, the snake arm guy there. So all sorts of paint schemes going on here. We have the blue and white of the snakes. We have him wearing his belt and armor and his unpainted skin self. Alright. We have our homunculus, which basically looks like the giant bat. Well, not a giant one, I guess. A small bat. Alright. We have our Yakel. And the thing that likes to lull me is going to be little Lumiere, our melted candle tree guy here, with the eyeball. So, but definitely looks like he was dipped in honey or yellow wax of some sort. I don't know that I want to get anywhere near him. He looks like he would definitely try to devour you. Alright, and our little sprite trio here, all flying around. So, they look nice. Little glittery sparkle wings. Have our curved branch to fight you off with. So watch out for these guys. Fly off camera, please. Alright, last but not least, we have the smallest of our big figs, which again felt like a little bit of a jip in the box. This was our winter wolf, which basically, you know, rawr, it's a wolf. What more do you want, guys? Alright, now we have our Fomorian, which Quasimodo is about all I can say to describe this bad boy. I mean, I could say a lot more descriptor words, but we'll be here all night, and I know you guys like videos short and sweet. This is running a little bit longer, but, you know, what do you want from me? I talk a lot, okay? I'm sorry. Alright, next we have, let's go with our stone giant, our Easter Island head giant. I mean, look at that, guys. Am I wrong? It looks like one of the Easter Island heads. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. That's this shape head right here. On the island, there's these stone heads everywhere. Alright, nice detail work on his clothing. Moving him aside. Alright, we are going to go with our one and only hill giant, which was the biggest frickin' guy in this set. Back this up a little bit. As far as sheer mass, can't even get the camera focused. I'm gonna raise that up a little bit. And a friend hiding out in the background. Go away. We'll see you later. Okay, so we've got our hill giant here with his spear and packing everything he needs to create a very yummy meal after he kills you and possibly puts you in a stew of some sort. So, vaguely reminiscent of Lord of the Rings. Oh, such a fun figure. But moving him aside as we move on to our frost giant, witch. Zoom in on her face. Looks a bit like someone from Avatar mixed in with a Viking or a Valkyrie. Very traditional for Nordic style, with all this detailed work. Very, very nicely done. Definitely gonna have to get that axe bent into the correct shape. I love the close-up on the eyes. They actually even did a little bit of color there. Alright, move her aside. Next we have our fire giant, number 32A. So he also looks vaguely ape-like. He does not seem to be very happy. Let's see if I can get the camera to zoom in on him a little bit better. There we go. Nice thing about these larger pieces, obviously they can get a lot more detail on them than with the smaller pieces, just because there is a lot more room for them to focus in on. There we go. Nice big simian-esque face, as you can see. Alright. Next piece. No, friend, stay away. Alright, we are moving on to the two pieces in the set here that we opened that actually came in multiple pieces. We have our first fire giant that came in two pieces, and just look at that sword, that flame, that everything. Kind of Odin-esque, mixed in with a little bit of Egyptian. Alright, let's zoom in on this bad boy. I'll let that focus here in a hot second for us. Come focus, please. Come. Ah, there we are. Now we're nicely focused. Start with the back here. The sun disk on the back. Coming around to the sword. Just the way the light catches that bad boy. Seems thoughtful. How will I destroy these people today? Let's see. I'll go over here and think about it. Rar. Off camera. Thank you. Alright, last but not least, the second piece to come in two pieces was Countess Sansuri, or however you want to call her. Back it up just a little bit. You can see her in all her glory. She is seen to be floating a little bit off the ground. Floaty, floaty. I'll do the close-up zoom in just a second. Looks like she's got ice lifting her off the ground there, as well as conjuring ice. Alright, we're going to zoom in a bit here. Obviously, I'm coming to get you, my pretty. Wahaha. Alright, raise the camera up a little bit. Alright, so some people would say she's kind of like Storm from the X-Men. Just the way the light catches in her hair. That is just really, really, really cool. Nice detail work throughout. Zoom in a little bit on the bottom with, and I'm like, look, it's just feet. But it's interesting the way that they have her raised up off the ground. Just the actual stylized ice. I think this one came out a little bit better than the fire giant, just because I feel like it's these clear details just sparkle a little more than the fire does. So alright guys, well, thanks for sticking with us for the D&D Storm King's Thunder opening. Hopefully You'll see us next time as we open up some other videos. Wow. Yeah, see? Again, that stupid little mind devourer, intelligence devourer, little guy, right here, got me. And on that note, we're signing off. Be sure to subscribe, though, if you want to see more videos of us screwing up and having our intelligence devoured.